Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, January 16, 2024, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Having a time for change call tomorrow night, Wednesday, around 9 p.m. Eastern. You cannot be happy with a serious mind. With a festive mind, you can be happy. Take this whole life that each of us are currently living as a myth, as a story. It is one. But once you take it this way, you will not be unhappy. How many of us have fun? We've all had fun. I don't mean that we haven't, but it's fleeting. Reason is that we focus so heavily on a serious life. Everything's serious. And whether we are enjoying our lives today or not depends on one thing: the attitude of super gratitude. That's it. If we wish to enjoy this life immensely, then we are choosing to see every situation as an opportunity to experience more love, inner peace, divinity, and fun. You'll be surprised how many opportunities you will have in the next 24 hours to smile, sing, dance, laugh, relax, be silly, and truly celebrate this moment of your life. This exuberant, festive consciousness will liberate all of us from a world of suffering and become our golden highway to enlightenment. Now, when we take ourselves, others, or this world too seriously, it's like gripping too tightly on the steering wheel of your life. Your mind becomes afraid to lose control, so it forces the body to live in this subtle state of anxiety, fear, and tension. Now, believe it or not, the serious mindset believes that relaxation is the enemy, for it could loosen your grip and cause your life to take a serious wrong turn. The mind may even think that if we started letting go of the wheel just a bit, we could lose our job, become poor, have to live on the street, be completely abandoned, unloved, and eventually die. This is ridiculous, fear-based, over-controlling mindset is the real culprit here. The serious mind is what is causing us to feel entangled in the perpetual cycle of emotional dramas, which essentially cuts off the flow of joy. In other words, our life force. Now, if we want to manifest more pain and suffering, then we can continue to hold on tighter to the steering wheel of our lives. Now, try just a little experiment here for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Imagine that you are tightening your mind's grip on your life and getting on that super serious highway at seriously anxious speeds. How does your heart feel? What would you feel like doing this? Would you? Right? For 24 hours a day, 12 months in a row. Now, you may begin to understand that if you want your world to become a more enlightened playground, filled with joy, laughter, and immense freedom, then simply loosen those white knuckles from the wheel. Let yourself get off the competitive speeding highway and relax at every rest stop you pass by. The lazy land of letting go is nearby. You'll soon experience how fun it is to sit back, trust the journey, relax about everything in your life. You ever notice that, and none of us are exempt from this, we think we're letting go, right? But then it kind of comes back and you kind of question or you doubt letting go of things because we've been so conditioned to believe that once you let go of things, you're going to lose them. Finding the exits that lead us to the enlightened festive mindset is simply a choice we get to make in each moment. Now, we just choose to let go of all seriousness. Now, there is a serious grumpster gremlin inside us who doesn't want to believe, does not care to believe that we are free or have a choice. It wants us to think that we are stuck in some miserable pattern, right? Or patterns that we cannot change. There's a lot of people that say, well, they can't change that. Just the way life is. We see seriousness is a gremlin that thrives on fear. It is always afraid of trusting this life and thinks that through being hard, stubborn, and controlling with this life, it will get what it wants. It feels that it gains power by pushing away the soft, sweet, loving, receptive energy that brings new opportunity to love others. Now, this gremlin believes that staying strong and focused, you will remain successful, safe, and in control. Yet, how do you actually feel when you are around someone else who is super serious about their life? I know that every one of us, at least once in this life, have come across people, whether we knew them or not, could be complete strangers, that our perception was, we all talk to ourselves when we're talking to other people, and you kind of go, why in the heck are they so serious? Holy moly. You ever done that? It's not a judgment. It's just a perceptive understanding that, wow, that's, of course, that's their direction. Now, do you feel nurtured, connected, and loved when you're around someone like this? Do you really want to be around them at all? Do you care to be around them at all? You can see that this over-controlling attitude is out of balance and causing all sorts of suffering to occur. I don't believe any one of us can see that. The secret is understanding the elements of life. How the soft ocean water will always turn the hardest rock into sand. Now, it may take many years, which I've seen happen, for some people to realize this. Yet once they discover the real power and the playful, soft approach to this life, they'll never go back. Perhaps the best part is that it's very enjoyable to liberate ourselves from the serious gremlin inside. Perhaps the best part of all of this is that it's very enjoyable to liberate ourselves from the serious gremlin energy. It really does feel like that we're getting rid, each of us are getting rid of a 250-pound backpack and grew a 25-foot pair of eagle wings. We literally feel like we can fly to the highest peaks in the sky. And this great lightness and freedom is all ours now. And it starts by deciding to have fun doing whatever you do today. When I was doing interviews years ago for different companies and hiring people, I would always ask them right off the bat. Now, I wouldn't even look at their resume. I wouldn't need to. I would put the resume, they'd watch me, I'd put the resume face down before I even glanced at it. I'd be looking at them and I'd turn the resume over, put it face down. And I would say, do you enjoy what you do? And I know that puts people on the spot, but it also tells me if they're going to be honest with themselves and me. How many people have you met? It could be you in a job, where when you have a job, you don't like it, really. It's not something that you really look forward to, but it's something that you do and tolerate because of what it brings to the table for you. Now, I've seen the difference between someone who really enjoys what they're doing compared to someone who doesn't. It's a huge difference. Quality in the work, attentiveness, creativity, motivation, all of it is greatly affected by someone who enjoys and someone who doesn't. That's with this life. Think of one fun thing that you'd like to do. This is a great conversation for people because you always, what would you like to do if you could do it? Really, really fun thing if you could just do it right now. Some people say, well, I never thought about it. Other people will tell you right away. Now, when you think of one fun thing you'd like to do, what do you need to say no to? So that you can say yes to taking on this fun activity. Basically, I'm not going to do this, but I want to do this. This is fun. This is not fun. It's really not complicated. We know it's getting more and more so for people on this planet as they wake up. We know that this life that all of us are in, whatever stage we're at, okay, real young to old, we know how short it is. We all do. We know how short it is. We know as the time has been greatly accelerated how really short it is. So we begin to realize as we do awaken and we say, I'm not going to let this one slip on by again. I've had opportunities before. I've let them just slip on by. Figured I could do them later. Not going to let that happen anymore. So you start having fun with your life and everything you do. And in time, we will all discover the most liberating, enlightened consciousness, finding its roots in us. It's surprising what can happen in our lives when we start to consciously choose the festive mindset over living in serious Gremlinville. When we decide it's all a choice for any of us, and we don't look back, we decide, we do it, we move forward. And when we make fun our number one response in this life, the enlightened festive mindset will be following us everywhere. 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 Imagine what your heart will feel like after you have been smiling and laughing for the next 24 hours. Now, obviously, you're going to do something that is going to give you or allow you to be smiling and laughing. Sure, you may get a bellyache from laughing, yet it will be very hard for anyone to bring you down. By laughing, we are releasing any old serious vibes from our bodies, which makes it super easy to liberate ourselves from the time-bound, illusionary prison of the mind. So we say, fine, I'm going to give my life over to joy and laughter, and I'll begin living in a timeless state of mind where there truly is no pressure on my being at all. And we've experienced it, all of us have at least once, right? That we can begin laughing at any experience, situation, or encounter in our life today. And it really is, it comes down to all a matter of freeing our minds from the limited, time-bound perspective it had, and understanding that we are all eternal beings with limitless powers playing in an infinite field of highly conscious energy called the universe. As we practice prioritizing lightness over seriousness, timelessness over time, and softness over hardness, we will see that no matter how seemingly dramatic our lives' situation are, we are choosing a higher path. This lighter, more playful consciousness will allow us to rise above the dense clouds of the political scheming minds in the world and see light years beyond them all. Nobody on this planet is requiring us to remain trapped in the serious world of limitation, stuckness, and form. We can be sincere in our hearts without being serious. We can just acknowledge that seriousness may be very real and true for other people, Do you have compassion for them? Yet we don't have to buy into their belief. We can choose to remain detached, alive, and free. It's always our choice, whether we live in a serious world or a non-serious world. Once we realize that we are spiritual beings who will never die, we start to see matter and things differently. We will see that this physical world is not really the real world. It is simply the material conduit that allows us to learn, grow, evolve as spiritual beings. This world lets us have experience so that we can realize the truth of who we really are. The truth that we are not this body, mind, thoughts, perceptions, or any of these experiences. Who we are is beyond all time, space, and form. We are the eternal spiritual essence residing in pure consciousness, who is completely unscathed by the apparent harshness of this world. The more often we can reflect on the truth of who we are, the more fun life naturally becomes. And we can give ourselves full permission to play, achieve nothing, and just make every moment enjoyable. When we are in a state of lightness and love, the way we see reality will never, ever be the same. Our every breath becomes a gateway to the divine. With each inhale, we can take in this great non-serious freedom. And when we exhale, we can relax even deeper into a peaceful state of bliss. So it's kind of like you can do this consciously, right? Anytime during the day. When you inhale, when you take breath in, because you will, we know that that's pretty much a constant, you can take in this great non-serious freedom. And when we exhale, we can relax even deeper into a peaceful state of bliss. That works really good. Now, this is a very simple, open-minded, enlightened breathing technique. And it will expand our hearts and souls to an entirely new dimension of consciousness. It will bring out the ultimate lover of life inside us and turn us into a true funaholic. Now, some will. Some take longer, some shorter, some really longer. But it isn't a race. When we wake up and experience the truth that we are infinite beings who cannot die, we will realize that this life is one wild, exotic game where we create all the rules in it. It's a metaphysical game. Meta, beyond. Meta means beyond. It's a beyond physical game on a spiritual playground where we can explore our souls, enjoy our five senses, and evolve in love. We have already been chosen to play the role of this world's greatest stage performer. So it's time to start enjoying the play. It's really not important what the name of this play is, what scene we're in, what stage set we're on, what our budget is, or what roles the other actors should be playing. It doesn't even matter what needs to happen for us to win this game, or who is laughing last on stage in the end. The most important thing is that we are learning how to go to see beyond the stage, taking this game less seriously, and opening our hearts to trusting that everything is perfect as it is right now. It just depends on what we choose to do with it. So I invite every one of us to practice playing the role of the fool on stage, so we can step into the enlightened mindset, the festive, happy, joyous, blissful, fun mindset. Release the opinions our minds believe others have about us, and really enjoy ourselves. Help others laugh about their serious gremlins as well as your own. Practice witnessing each experience you have a puzzle piece that fits perfectly into the infinite game of this life. Start with those small perceived nuances, like traffic jam, junk mail, missed appointments, as opportunities to let go and realize your infiniteness. Very soon, you'll be able to see how anything you encounter in this life can be enjoyed and celebrated. Now, if you are super challenged with a certain person or situation in your life, this is your week to transcend this block. It's actually quite easy to disarm any apparent negative person or experience. It really is. Simply look them in the face with a big smile and overflowing love in the heart, and think to yourself, what does my soul need to learn from you? Sit with the question for as long as it takes until you're feeling an expansive, light energy inside your heart. Once you get the lesson, your challenge becomes an opportunity for more love. If you cannot find the answer to your situation, imagine how an enlightened, light-hearted being would approach that experience. Right? You might ask yourself, what would Buddha do? Or whoever you revere. Wait for the answer to come. You hear nothing. The answer may be simply to bathe in the sacred silence of pure nothingness. Do you enjoy? Now, we can choose to adopt the most fun-loving, light-hearted attitude we've ever had in our entire lives. And see if we can keep a slight, constant smile on our faces, no matter what is happening around us. Now, if our foreheads, right, start to make a serious crease in them, causing our eyebrows to lower and wrinkle, then immediately relax your forehead. Open your eyes and release the tension. You will look decades younger by practicing this relaxed face, wrinkle-free technique this week alone. It's so fun to say goodbye to seriousness. And any old, serious expressions our voices, bodies, and faces were used to having, especially with certain people. And as we reconfigure our faces to take on a lighter posture, remember, this experiment is not about creating a happier image, being fake, always being happy, or having a stuck plastic grin permanently on your face. This is all about creating more awareness inside so that we can transcend the serious gremlin. We simply cannot be serious when we are smiling. It's not possible. So just get into the habit of carrying around a smile instead of should and liberate your life. Just a little smile. Wouldn't that be a huge smile? A little baby grin. A tiny little glimmer of contentment inside is all it takes. Try it for the next 7 days. You'll see how amazingly light and free you feel about everything. Now, you might want to say to yourself, I'm going to write down in my journal everything that I look at as serious in this life. Right? Tally it up. Write it all down. What you honestly, truthfully look at in this life, your life, that you look at as serious. And what you'll do is you'll write down all your greatest fears, worries, and serious concerns that you have inside. And you write out whatever thoughts your mind clings to that won't allow you to sleep at night. Any of you ever have that? Include everything and anything you can possibly think of. Let this be the deepest, most extensive, serious, fearful worry list you can fathom. Now, the key to this amazing exercise is this. Release the seriousness from your body through your writing. Feel the seriousness behind the thought and let it flow from your emotion into the pen, through the ink, and onto the paper. And if after 60 minutes you still have a few lingering heavy thoughts in the background, keep writing. Do not stop until you are completely emptied out. Then, read through the list out loud. And again, as you're reading, feel yourself release the feeling and belief from your body. Liberate yourself from these emotions. Tell yourself you are free from this energy forever. And after you have read through it and feel free from each item, then burn this piece of paper in a very grateful, ceremonious way. The number one rule of this game of life can be, if it's not going to be fun on some level, then don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. If it's not going to be fun on some level, then see, a lot of us will go, the guilt comes in, the ego mind, you feel guilt, I really don't, they want me to do this, I don't care to do this, it's not fun for me. But the ego mind comes in, and then, I'm going to hurt their feelings. Oh, no, okay, so I'm going to do it. Okay? Instead, this isn't fun for me, I'm not going to do it. It's that simple. But see, we get trapped because of the ego mind, how we've been conditioned or programmed, whatever word you want to use, that we're concerned about what other people think about us. That's huge, huge, huge. So rather than for us to decide for ourselves, we let them decide for us. Wild. Now, when we were kids, right, and you're with a bunch of your pals, and you say, what are we going to do today? Okay? And someone might say, well, about this? Nah, that's not fun. Well, what about this? No. And someone says, what about this? Yeah, that sounds like it'd be fun. That's what we used to do. We didn't, you looked at it wasn't fun, then you weren't going to do it. But see, we get conditioned and the body grows up, right? It's older. We have this platform that's been established for us in conditioning other people's thoughts. And so, you ever notice how we move away from having fun? That's what happens to us. We move away from having fun. And, you go, you're a kid, then you get into preteen and teen, and then your 20s, and then 30s, and in your 30s, most young ones will say, oh boy, they say they're getting old. So that's a reinforcement to accelerate the aging of their bodies. But we do. When you look at it from a non-judgmental perspective, you say, this is pretty much on the money. We leave happiness and fun, okay, and we embrace seriousness. And when we're in seriousness, we suffer. And what it is, it's about us not only knowing this, but embracing it. That's a choice, too, for all of us. You could just not embrace it and just kind of superficially, oh, well, yeah, okay, yeah, I get that, I understand that. And that's it, and just walk on by. Or you say, well, okay, I understand that, so what am I going to do about it? Only I can do anything about it. So what am I going to do about it? Am I going to leave seriousness alone? Am I going to stay in a super attitude of gratitude? That's crucial. And when things that you looked at before in your life, and you would say, nah, never mind. And you revisit them and say, you know, that really, when you shift your perspective through the heart-mind, you say, you know, that really sounds like it's a lot of fun. You know, I want to do that. How many people, maybe yourself included, you've talked with through the years, where they would say, you might, just in conversation, what would you really like to do that you haven't done that's really fun? And a lot of people will immediately put it out there and say, well, I'd like to do this. I've never done this, but I feel like it would be a lot of fun for me. See, we all of us, and I know it's because of our conditioning, we know that we've been conditioned. We know that the mind chatter is other people's thoughts coming at us at 60,000 plus a day. We know this stuff. Not like we're new to it. But then we take the next step and say, I'm not going to grip onto that steering wheel as tight as I've been gripping onto it to date. Why would I spend, whatever time that I have in this body left, why would I spend it worry, stressing, and fearing and being serious? Because most people, why do you believe or think or feel that comedians, when you laugh, how good you feel? How releasing it is, naturally, not forced, but you just start cracking up. You ever been in a conversation with somebody, and it's not really a joking type of thing. It's something. They say something, and the way they say it, and you just start laughing, and you can't stop. Could be at work. Could be at a dinner. It could be anywhere. You just start laughing. And you ever had one of those laughs where it's so deep and releasing and so refreshing and so wonderful where you just keep laughing. And no matter what they do, it's a laugh for you because you just keep laughing. And they're going, geez, am I that funny? It just happens to be at that time that you're responding to some frequencies and energies that they're putting out, and everything they say, you laugh. You're just continuing laughing. Or almost you kind of get tears in the eyes. What a wonderful experience for us. So in the quiet time of this meditation, ask yourself, and say to yourself, it's okay to lighten my grip on my life. It's okay to have fun. Feel that in your heart mind. Feel that vibration. It's our natural state of being. Being serious is not our natural state of being. I'll join you in the meditations, and I'll return to close us out.
Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. Easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. How much fun are you really having? Excuse me. Life is a playground full of opportunities to explore. What do you want to have fun doing next? Playing on the monkey bars, the swings, the slide. The more fun you have, the more amazing things you manifest. So go ahead and swing on the swings of this life. Yippee. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here Wednesday, January 17, 2024, 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call. And around 9 p.m. Eastern to continue our time for change call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. The highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on outside of you or inside of you.